Hello. Okay. So let me share my screen. So it's a warm welcome to each and every one of you present here. And it is my privilege to be telling whatever little I know about the biofeedback scan. So let us start with the presentation today. Okay. Okay. So good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Siddheshwar Chopra and I am from India. So let me quickly tell you about myself first. So I have done PhD in experimental physics from one of the premier institutes of India, that is BITS Pilani. And then before that, I have done my post-graduation and undergraduation uh, from Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. So somebody else is visible on my webcam. Maybe it could be some issue. 1 minute. So I'll continue. If there is any problem, just please write down in the chat box. Okay. So I have done my undergraduation and post-graduation from Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Andhra Pradesh and Bangalore campuses from India. Then after that, I went on to teaching. And then I have 10 years of experience in teaching physics at university level. And during my course of teaching, I have also published 25 very reputed journal research papers completely dedicated to computational nanoscience. So that is my research credential. And apart from all these academic credentials, I am very much into the energy healing. And that is one more reason I am present in front of you all. I have done several certifications and I practice many of these in my energy healing research or energy healing practice. So I am having Theta Healing certification, basic and advanced level. I am Reiki Grandmaster. I have also done the Access Consciousness certification, Now Healing certification. I am a Pyra Vastu consultant, wherein we use pyramids to resolve the geopathic stress of the home. And then I also have the Iridology diploma and followed by Master Diploma in Alternative Medicines. Apart from these certifications, I work with right frequencies. I work with pyramids. I work with magnets, orgonites. I make my own orgonites. And I've worked extensively with tensor technology and Keshe technology too. So these are all my energy healing credentials. So let me go to the content, what we'll be discussing today. So today what we'll be dealing is little bit basics about the foundation of frequency-based research, basic details about the Spooky 2 program, Spooky 2 program and the hardware both. Then the main focus of this webinar will be completely on the biofeedback scan. So that is what is the focus today. So in that biofeedback scan, we'll be dealing with what are the types of the biofeedback scan. And trust me, when I started working with the Spooky 2 products, there were few biofeedback scans available. Now they have a plethora of biofeedback scans available for you all. It's a really great privilege to work with such a great tech, which is continuously being updated. So that is one thing we people have to appreciate, that John White and the entire team is working so hard to make the things simple for each and every one of us present here. And they have made it so simple. So basic learning is always there. We have to evolve, we have to learn if we want to have a better health, you know. So I always prefer learning. You can always upgrade your knowledge. So what we'll be doing is types of biofeedback scan, types of generators available to do biofeedback scans, then what is the contact mode and remote mode scanning, what is pulse based scanning, I'll be showing you the procedure there. Then what is generator X based scanning, TENS pad placement, where all you can keep the TENS pad, and then post biofeedback scan possibilities, what all can be done once you are done with your biofeedback scan. Then what is the difference between grade scan, hunt and kill, scan and run. Then what is reverse lookup, and how do we run the biofeedback scan results once we are done with the biofeedback scan. So let me go to the basics of the Spooky 2. So the basics, nothing in this research can start without mentioning the great contributions from Royal Raymond Rife, who has extensively worked with the destruction of cancer cells using the frequency, using the waves. So he has to be honored, and many of the frequencies protocols are followed directly from his research. So he is the motivation, sole motivation for this entire research. And I just pay my thanks to his efforts. And basically what we are doing here in the frequency based research is that it is basically the resonance based shattering. Okay, so this is my favorite image. I always discuss this image. There is an opera singer and there is a glass here. Please pay attention. The opera singer matches the frequency, which is the natural frequency of the glass, and the glass shatters. Now it is not that simple. The amplitude also has to vary. The amplitude also has to match what is perfectly needed for the glass to be shattered. So opera singer matches the frequency of the glass and matches the amplitude also, and the entire glass shatters. So what has happened is resonance has taken place between these two bodies, I can say. So that is the resonant point, the frequency of the glass which you have to reach in order to do anything to it, to alter its molecular structure, I should say, or crystalline structure. So what basically is happening? What is, it takes us directly to the working principle of Spooky 2 based research. So what is the basic principle, working principle of the Spooky 2 research or the frequency based research is every living thing vibrates at a specific frequency. Once we match this frequency, it can destroy the living thing. But as I said, amplitude also has to match. Okay, so if you want to understand more, there is a process of entrainment also, which I discussed in my last webinar. You can have a look at the YouTube in that section in the online training course. So you can search for that entrainment concept I discussed in my previous webinar. That is what is the main difference between healing and killing also. So then what we have to do is, what is the prime task at our hand? The prime task for us is that if the pathogens in our body, the parasites in our body vibrate at the specific frequency, and mind you, that specific frequency we don't have to currently find out. Okay, Spooky 2 database already gives you a huge list of the pathogens and their specific frequencies. What you have to do is, say a specific issue you have, say you have a cold issue, then you can directly run the cold program. Already the frequencies have been stored there in the database, and then the same frequencies can be given to your body, and it can result in the destruction of the particular issue or the particular pathogen, I should say. So what we are doing is, in Spooky 2 research, we can identify that frequency, the frequency corresponding for the pathogen, by the process of something called biofeedback scan. That is what the whole webinar is all about. And then bring those frequencies into our body to allow either the killing or healing to start. Okay, so please mind my words, killing or healing to start. The most popular and advanced Rife machine to do this job is Spooky 2. Now, what all Spooky 2 can do, basically, what all it can accomplish for us. It can kill pathogens, it can kill viruses, it can kill bacteria, fungi, mold. Okay, it can kill all of these. There is a question about, I think, killing and healing. I would request you to go to the YouTube video section. One of my videos discusses that concept. Even if you want to discuss that, I can explain at the end of the webinar, definitely. Okay. So it can kill pathogen, viruses, bacteria, fungi, mold, etc. It can transport healing energy to the body. It can perform biofeedback scan. That is the strength of the Spooky 2 system. It is really, really very powerful. It can detox. Now, ladies must be able to connect to this concept very well. How much we pay for the detox, you know? I know it's a tough task on the pocket. So you can detox easily once you have the Spooky 2 products. You can detox your body. You can make high quality colloidal silver. I make high quality colloidal silver using the Spooky 2 kit, colloidal silver kit, and I'm very happy about it. You know, it's one of my favorite products, let me tell you. You can do environmental healing. How many machines give you the option of environmental healing? So yes, you can do environmental healing, but that is a separate topic altogether. You can create custom remedies. Yes, you can, using something called the Spooky 2 radionics. You know, Barkana Labs, some of you will be having that already, I remember. So Spooky 2 radionics, a machine you can use, and you can transfer the frequencies of any essential oil or any remedy, homeopathic remedy, to any liquid, any sample. Okay, so that is all some of the things what Spooky 2 can accomplish. So that is a brief thing about Spooky 2. You know, what are the specialities of the software of Spooky 2? What are the specialities? The database of Spooky 2 consists of 63,000 frequencies or programs. It consists of 63,000 frequencies or programs, program combinations, which are constantly updated. So please, you can mark here, write it down, constantly updated for free. That is very important. So you are not, you know, hitting in the dark. You have frequencies which are constantly updated, to the best of my knowledge. Then there are the frequency generators, XM and generator X. These are the state-of-art frequency generators which give you ultra stable waveforms, ultra stable frequencies. So that is what is very important. When you are talking about the frequency based research, you have to have very powerful, very stable frequency generators. Okay, so Spooky 2 offers you these two generators. You have plethora of transmission devices. Transmission devices are the ones with respect to which, using these, you can transfer the frequencies onto your bodies. So these can be contact mode, remote mode, plasma mode, scalar mode, PEMF coil, that is a pulse electromagnetic field coil. Then you have the audio system or the Spooky 2 audio. They sell small speakers also. Some of you must have purchased already. And one of the favorite ones for me is cold laser. Okay, so cold laser, even Spooky 2 has launched the Miramate product line, and they are selling the new very powerful cold lasers again. So these are the transmission devices using which you can transfer the frequencies to your body. So what are the specialities of the software here? Software of the Spooky 2, let me tell you frankly, Spooky 2 software is the heart of the entire Spooky 2 based frequency research. So the heart of the Spooky 2 is given for free, you know, that is exciting to me. So it is free to download. Preferably, I say that you use Windows 7 operating system, and even it is working very well on Windows 10. You can use on Microsoft Windows only. So if you have to use it on Linux or Mac, you will have to install some third-party virtual software, VMware or something, to install Windows onto the Mac or Linux. Then you can use Spooky 2. But I would strongly recommend each and every one of you to use only Windows operating system. Okay, straight away. So in the beginning, you need to only understand when you have the products, Spooky 2 products with you, you can have 3 tabs in the software. These are the minimum ones you can use. These are the preset, program, and control tabs. Okay, so only these 3 tabs are sufficient for you to get started. Okay, and even if you don't have the product, you can download the software and you can run in the virtual mode. That is the beauty of this software. You can run in the virtual mode, virtual generator mode, and then you can learn the software while your products are arriving. Isn't that exciting? You know, so you can learn at your ease, and then you can start using. So pretty much 3 of the tabs will be sufficient for you. What you have to do is, once you have the Spooky 2 generator with you, you have to load the software settings, whatever settings you have done, into the Spooky 2 generator. That is the protocol. So you have to load the software settings, programs, whatever, into the Spooky 2 generator, and then you connect it to your body by using one of the means of transmission, what we discussed in the previous slide, either the contact mode, which is done by the TENS pad, plasma, remote mode, cold laser, PEMF coil. So you can connect these modes of transmission and then you can start rifling straight away. Okay. So let me go to the main focus of today's webinar, that is the biofeedback scan. So it's not easy to say exactly. This is regarding a question. Which mode is the best? It depends person to person, and it depends on every body. Okay, so usually people say the most powerful killing mode is the plasma, followed by contact mode. So these are the 2 favorite ones I have. Plus, if you want the what do you call it, standalone operation, you don't want to be connected to the device at all, then perhaps remote mode is the next best option for you all. Okay, but let me tell you, say if you are having 1 hour of contact mode, then maybe 8 to 10 hours of remote mode will be needed. So that is the speed of treatment we are talking about. So let me start, take you all to the journey of biofeedback scan, and there is a lot of information in this regard. So let us quickly start with the biofeedback scan. So what is a biofeedback scan? Biofeedback scan is the way to measure what frequencies your body needs. Please write down this statement somewhere. Biofeedback scan is the way to measure what frequencies your body needs actually. I am a energy healer. Okay, so you can write down in the bracket, for our highest good. You can write it down. This is an affirmation for you all. Okay, so this is just a way to measure what frequencies your body needs. No way it is giving you a diagnosis. Please remember that. Okay, now it shows by default, the top 10 most important frequencies that need to be addressed. Fine. By default, it shows top 10 most important frequencies needed for your body. Now, biofeedback scan can be done in contact mode and remote mode. Again, you can write down this statement somewhere. It can be done in contact mode and remote mode, but remote mode only using the sample digitizer, and that also only with generator X. You can use remote scanning only with generator X. Urine or saliva sample can be used here. Is that clear? Okay. So let me go to the basic terminologies in the biofeedback scan. Once you open the software, you will find, and the people who own Spooky Pulse and the XM generators, this is for you guys. For Spooky Pulse biofeedback scan, if you are willing to perform biofeedback scan using Spooky Pulse, remember when I still remember when I purchased Spooky Pulse, there were no such options, you know. So there were no such options of these scans, whatever is listed in the present slide. So you can see here in Spooky Pulse mode, you see they have added something called the half scan. Now, please pay attention to the last one here on the screen. This is called the general purpose full system scan. Spooky Pulse can scan your body from 76,000 hertz till 152,000 hertz. This is the whole range in which it can scan your body at a much slower rate. The pace is slow, you know. I'll tell you what is the speed of the scanning also later. So the entire range is 76,000 to 152,000 hertz. What Spooky team has done for you is, say you had performed a general purpose full system scan. Okay, just please understand the concept here, what I'm trying to tell you. Say if you perform a full system scan, that is 76,000 to 152,000, and this particular scan gives you some results of frequencies, and luckily you find that these frequencies are lying in the range mentioned here, half scan. Okay, so these frequencies lie in the range of the half scan, and that also scan 1. So what Spooky team has done for you is they have added an option of half scan in the preset tab. So half scan, and that also they have categorized, they have divided into two categories. One is scan 1 and scan 2. So if you found in one of the scans that your frequencies were lying in scan 1 range, then you don't need to waste time further. You perhaps can run the scan 1 directly and save your time, isn't it? So if you are able to get the scan done, if you are able to get the scan done and the scan lies in the frequency range 76 to 114 kilohertz, then you can straight away opt for scan 1 next time onwards. But there is a clause here. Okay, what is the clause? Do not change the position of the finger clip. I do not suggest changing the position of the finger clip. Okay, so try to keep it constant throughout. Try to keep the pressure constant throughout. Do not have any movements during the biofeedback scan. So if you keep all the factors constant, then I can strongly suggest you can straight away opt for scan 1. Okay, so scan 2 is 114K kilohertz beyond. That is your scan 2. What is quarter scan? Quarter scan is still a lower frequency range. So it is 76 to 95 kilohertz. That is categorized as scan 1. Scan 2 is 95 to 114 kilohertz. Scan 3 is 114 to 133 kilohertz. And scan 4 is 133 to 152 kilohertz. So what has happened? Say, assuming that the general biofeedback scan, full system scan, takes 1 hour to go, the last one. Okay, so if you perform half scan, so basically 30 minutes only you are going to dedicate. I am giving you an example of 1 hour. Okay, that is just for example's sake. So the scan 1 is giving you only 30 minutes. It is taking only 30 minutes time. So this is only the frequencies range from 76,000 to 152,000. The range has been chosen carefully where most pathogens lie. Okay, and this also has to do with perhaps the limitation of the XM generator maybe, but 76,000 to 152,000 is the range for the biofeedback scan in XM generator. So quarter scan, scan 1 will be taking 15 minutes, scan 2 15 minutes till scan 4. So you get the concept of half scan and quarter scan, I hope. So this is what is meant by dividing these scans. You know, it can save up your time in when you are using XM generator. Okay, so because XM generator takes a longer time. What about generator X? Generator X is, you can see the frequencies here. That is the beauty of generator X. So someone asked about what about the frequencies less than 76,000? So you see here the generator X is offering you 41,000 lower limit. And this is the general biofeedback scan. Okay, this is the general biofeedback scan. The range is from 41 kilohertz to 1.8 megahertz. So 41,000 to 1.8 megahertz. So you can see carefully here, clearly you can see here that generator X is offering you much larger bandwidth of the frequencies, what it can deliver to your bodies. Okay, you can see the lower limit has gone down and the upper limit has raised drastically compared to the XM generator. That is why generator X is the most powerful Rife machine Spooky 2 offers. Then there is the next scan, which is called the high frequency biofeedback scan. To handle more pathogens which are lying in the much higher frequency range above 1.8 megahertz, you can go for the high frequency biofeedback scan, which is till 18 megahertz, 10 times more than the general biofeedback scan. Okay, so of course this is at the cost of the extra time. That is needless to be told. So that depends if you are able to get good results in the high frequency biofeedback scan, and then you find that the frequencies are lying less than 1.8 megahertz, then next time onwards you can run only the general biofeedback scan. So I would suggest you can straight away start with the high frequency biofeedback scan even, and check what is the range of frequencies you are able to get. So let us go to the types of biofeedback scan. So the types of biofeedback scan, generally, I can say these are the personal scans, where the spooky machine, the spooky generator, is performing a frequency sweep over a user defined range. This is your personalized scan. Okay. So I'll show you how you can change the frequency on the generator. Say you are targeting any specific range, you can go for that option also. So you can perform personal scans if you are targeting any set of frequencies, a range of frequencies in fact. And then the scan results will show you the frequencies receiving highest response. These will be the results of your scan. You can also optimize the scans. How do you optimize the scans? What do we mean by optimized scans is, by default, the Spooky 2 biofeedback scans give you the rounded frequencies. Okay, I'll show you on the once we get on with the biofeedback scanning option. So you can even increase the accuracy of these frequencies. You can increase the accuracy of the frequencies to the decimal places. So you can change the number of decimal places, for the biofeedback scan. So that is what we mean by optimized scan. What is a great scan? Great scan, I have seen many people on the Facebook group also. People are very playing around with the biofeedback scan, and that does give me happiness. What is a great scan? Basically, it allows us to filter out or arrange the frequencies from a program or set of programs, or even a biofeedback scan. So you can arrange out the frequencies from a program. This is generally useful when we have to grade a set of programs. Say you want to know that which of these programs is more preferred for your body, say cold, say cough, say abdominal cramps, or any other program. Say you chain all these programs together and then you run a great scan. So the Spooky 2 scan, the biofeedback scan, now will give you the priorities of these programs in your bodies, needed by your body. Okay, so that is what is meant by great scan. So yes, great scan can be done with Pulse and Generator X both. So let me tell you about the Spooky 2 generators. That is very important for all of us to understand what are different generators of the Spooky 2. The Spooky 2 generators, the two category of generators are the XM generators and the GX generator. So I have both of these, and the blue one, which is the inexpensive generator, it is good for most of the things, but it does offer slower biofeedback scan. It does offer a shorter bandwidth, as you saw in the biofeedback scan details. Okay, so it does offer a shorter bandwidth, and it always needs to be connected to the computer. Please remember that when you are making your purchase, it is always needed to be connected to the computer. And I always suggest, we all suggest that you buy a laptop, a second-hand laptop, maybe to dedicate to the Spooky 2 products. Okay, and it offers frequencies up to 5 megahertz. Then the silver generator, which is the state of art, the latest generator, this is called the Generator X, and it has two generators in itself. You can see here these two, there are two generators. One is this generator and other one is these two ports here. So basically there are two generators embedded into one generator, and this is very, very powerful generator. I will show in the details maybe in the next slide what all it offers. It for us to understand here, it offers a very fast biofeedback scan. The fastest is around 6 to 7 minutes. Okay. So what is the difference between these two generators? Basically, these both generators are very capable generators. They can both run the Spooky 2 presets for plasma, contact, remote, coil, and cold laser. And they can also reach all the frequencies that are in the Spooky 2 database. Okay. The XM generator has a long history of reliability and performance. It is a great choice for most people. It is easy to create a multi-generator setup at minimum cost. You know, when you are looking for, you have a long clientele, you want to use for many people, you can even opt for XM generators, and because these are cheaper, so you can have many of these XM generators, and you will find many inspiring posts on the Facebook group. Also, people share the photos of their XM generator rigs, you know. So if at minimum cost you are willing for, go ahead with the XM generator. But the Generator X was developed to have more features like a high frequency range, modulation, high speed gating, and standalone operation. So standalone operation, I can say, is the strength of Generator X. Okay. And this allows us to run programs without the need of computer. You don't need to have your GX hooked up to the computer all the time. So if you do not wish to have all the features of Generator X, you don't want to use all these features, advanced features, you can safely opt for XM generator. So what does Generator X offers you? It has two built-in function generators, and each offers you two ports, two outputs here, out 1, out 2, and out 3 and out 4. So the cost of this generator is $580. It offers a fast biofeedback scan of around 7 minutes. Okay. And this is much faster than what Spooky 2 Pulse offers you. It offers, you know, about an hour of biofeedback scan. I've lost the count of that time actually, because I these days I follow only Generator X. So it takes a lot of time when you have to perform biofeedback scan using the pulse. Generator X offers you 40 megahertz upper limit frequency with any waveform. Okay. Of course, this is the hardware limit, but using some techniques, you can make it more, you can make it much higher. So that is not the part of this online course today. But for us to understand, 40 megahertz is the hardware limit of this Generator X. Then it offers us the capability of 30 programs which can be loaded on the standalone mode. And it offers amplitude modulation between any waveform. Okay. So these are the general features of Generator X. Now, the difference between the Generator X and XM with respect to the biofeedback scan. So this is very important. The XM generator doesn't have the inbuilt biofeedback scan capability. In order to accomplish the biofeedback scan, you must connect the Spooky 2 Pulse to it. You have to connect this pulse unit, then you can perform the biofeedback scan. Okay. What is pulse unit doing? It is measuring the response of heart when the body receives different frequencies during the biofeedback scan. So basically, this is taking care of, this is reading your heart rate, and then it gives you the result as the biofeedback scan result. Okay, what generator X does is generator X only needs the TENS pads. In the previous case, you need TENS pad and the SPOOky2 pulse, but in generator X, this job is much easier. You can only use the TENS pad. Of course, software is needed. Here, the biofeedback scan results are determined with how the current behaves inside the body. The results are obtained on the basis of variations of this current or the speed with which a frequency wave travels through an affected area. Okay, this is also called as angle or given as the angle measurement, or even both current and angle you can use to understand the biofeedback scan results. So let me start with the contact mode scanning. So here I have posted two images. The first image on the left hand side is of the SPOOky2 pulse setup, which we'll be discussing step by step in the next slide. So here you see the SPOOky2 pulse is connected to the laptop here through the USB port, and then it goes to the pulse here. This connector goes to the pulse here. Then there is the jack connected to the finger clip. Okay, the finger clip basically goes inside the pulse. Now this finger clip or ear clip also is the option when you buy this XM generator. So you can put this over your finger, or you can put the ear clip over your soft side of the ear. Okay, and then you have to connect the XM generator, boost, and then the BNC connector with the contact pad. We'll be discussing that shortly in the next slide. Here on the right hand side you find the setup here, which is much simpler than the XM generator. You can see straight away that I find the power connection of the generator X. I find the USB connection to the laptop here, and then I find the TENS pad connected. Please, I have put a yellow circle here. All of you pay attention who all have the generator X. So what we do is we have these pads overlapping. Okay, they are sticking onto each other. Of course, plastic is not there. Fine. So these pads are sticking onto each other, and this particular process is done for what is called the baseline scan. So if you were to perform the baseline scan, you have to touch these pads together, perform the baseline scan, and that scan will be added onto your biofeedback scan. Okay, so I'll show you on the window in the further slides how do you select that option even. So for the normal scan, you don't need to join these 2 points, join these 2 pads. Okay, so let us go to the remote mode scanning. So what do we mean by the remote mode scanning? As I said, as I discussed in the previous slides, the remote mode scanning is only possible with sample digitizer, and which is possible only with generator X. Okay, so what do we do is we have the sample digitizer here. We have this slide, black color slide. The cost of the sample digitizer is $58, 58 USD, and then you have to straight away connect the sample digitizer here. This is just for scanning. Okay, so please don't get confused with the remote mode connected here. This I will discuss in the next slide. So for scanning, you can straight away, without the spooky boost, you can straight away connect the sample digitizer, and then you can perform the scan, biofeedback scan. But how do you fill the sample? How do you add the sample onto this sample digitizer? So we have to understand how do we add sample to the SPOOky2 sample digitizer. So if you have purchased the sample digitizer, you would have received these pairs of the slides, and these just cost for 10 slides or a pair of 5, they cost you $10. Okay, so if you have to fill the sample here, you need 2 slides. So please pay attention to this particular slide. You have to place the liquid biological sample, which can be your urine or the saliva, on one slide here. Ensure the sample is placed in the black capital E. So you see here, this is the black E. You can place your sample somewhere here. And then you have to put the other slide, the right hand side slide, on top of the left hand side slide. You have to put this such that the E on both the slides face each other. Okay, so the E of both the slides have to face each other, and the sample has to be placed in above the E here. And you see 2 dots here, 2 circles are placed here. So once you put these 2 together, you will know that these have been clipped properly. And then this white portion on the right hand side slide, this goes inside the sample digitizer here. If you see closely, you will find there are dots here. So these dots match with the dots on sample digitizer here, and then you have the sample ready to be scanned. Okay, so this is how you use the remote mode scanning. Now this slide is entirely for how do you remote mode scan and run the results at the same time. So please pay attention to the current slide. So what you have to do is, after you have filled the sample digitizer with your sample, then you have to connect the sample digitizer to out one of your generator X generators. Okay, either G1 or G2, that is what I mean, after putting the sample. The second point is, once you have done this first point that is meant for scanning, then in the other generator, what you have to do is you have to attach a Spooky2 boost. I will show you in the slide. I will show you the diagram. So you have to connect the boost and attach a remote to the BN port on the boost. BN is the BioNorth port on the boost, and put your DNA sample inside the remote. The point number 2 is for running the biofeedback scan results. You can write it down. The point 2 is specifically for running the biofeedback scan results. So once the sample digitizer gets you the biofeedback results, you have to run the results. If you need to run the results, then you have to connect the boost to one of the second generator and then connect the remote to the BN port. So let me just show you the image here. Say this is one of the generators. So here I have connected the sample digitizer, and then on the other generator I have attached boost, and then to the BN port I have attached the Spooky2 remote. Okay, so this remote has the DNA sample inside. Again, if you go to one of my previous videos, you will know how to add the DNA sample, which DNA samples, for how much duration does that sample last. All these details you can get from my other online video on the YouTube. Okay, so that is how you connect these two. Once you have made these connections, now the hardware part is ready for you. What you have to do is go to the Spooky2 software, then go to the presets. Inside the preset, go to the biofeedback. Inside the biofeedback, go to the sample digitizer mode. Then select hunt and kill mode. Fine. But please pay attention, you have to select hunt and kill bracket, circular bracket SD. SD stands for sample digitizer and JW stands for John White. Okay, he's always there with us. So you have to select hunt and kill SD mode preset. That makes sure that you will be scanning and then you will be hunting. Okay, you will be killing basically. What you have to do is next go to the control tab, then click the override generator, then click on the button for the generator X on which you have installed the sample digitizer. This is a very important step, step number 5. So if you have installed on generator number 5, okay, I'm taking some random number. So that generator number 5, which has the sample digitizer, that has to be clicked once you click override generator. Okay, why? Because you will be running the biofeedback scan using sample digitizer, not the remote, isn't it? So what we have to do is we look at the bottom half of the screen where the details of the biofeedback scan setup are visible to us. I'll show you here, actually, that is better. So here is the screenshot of a sample setup of the scan area for running the hits on my generator X, that is generator 20. So what we have done is, first we have got the biofeedback scan results, okay, because we clicked onto the right generator. Once we perhaps do the XM biofeedback scan, there also you will understand this, so don't worry. So here you see we have got the results of sample digitizer from your one of the generators, you know, say generator number 5. Now say generator number 20, there you have connected your Spooky2 remote. Okay, so what you have to do is, please pay attention to the current slide. What you have to do is go to the biofeedback scan area. There you see here highlighted by yellow, here you can put the initials of your name in the log name area, and then you can click under the after scan area. You have to click run hits. Okay, what it will ensure is that you are able to run the results of your scan, biofeedback scan, and once you run the hits, on which generator it has to run the hits, that is what you have to add here. So say you know that this is generator number 20, so you have to type in generator number 20. You have to type in generator number 20, which has your Spooky2 remote connected. Fine. And then repeat is given 0 entry here. So that means it continues hitting the results unless you stop it. Okay, unless you stop it. So that is what is the meaning of 0 here. Is that fine? So this particular slide, I will not be discussing about the Scalar biofeedback scanning because I do not currently own Scalar. So I just know the brief that these are the components you will be needing when you have to perform the biofeedback scan using the Scalar. Okay, that is the Spooky2 Scalar. That is one of my favorite modality, let me tell you. So using Spooky2 Scalar, you can also perform the biofeedback scan. And please let me tell you that the results will be different when you get the Scalar results. Okay, the Scalar biofeedback scan results, because the technologies are completely different. Here you are talking about how the scalar field is absorbed by your body. So the scalar digitizer gives different results, and of course everything is beneficial for your body, but I do not, this is not the part of the current webinar. So I just wanted to inform you all that yes, you can also perform biofeedback scan and go ahead with the killing also using the scalar mode. Okay. So where is the biofeedback section available in the software? So getting to the software now. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So where is the biofeedback scan visible? So this is visible in the control tab of your Spooky2 generator. Okay, Spooky2 software. Here in the control tab, you will find the entire section where you can see the biofeedback settings in more details. So for example, I have set up the generator X fast biofeedback scan here. So once you select that option, you see in the biofeedback scan section here, that is the bottom half of the Spooky2 software. Here you find all these details. Fine. And here you can select the generator, which generator you are targeting, which generator you want the biofeedback scanning to be done, which generator you want the biofeedback scan results to be run if you are running them at the same time. Okay, so please pay attention to the current slide. So you have to select the generator where you want the biofeedback scanning to be done, and then you want the generator where you want the remote mode to run the hits. So you see here in the bottom section here again, after scan, and then you have to click the run hits. Please pay attention because I have selected fast biofeedback scan, which is not supposed to run the hits automatically. That is why these sections are unticked. However, if you select the other mode, which is the hunt and kill, or even the scan and run mode, you will be seeing that these two radio boxes also will be ticked automatically. So that is the beauty of presets. Many manual settings have been ignored now. You don't have to do it manually. It is automatically done for you. But you do have to add which generator you are going to run the scan results. Okay. So because this is something which will be changing user to user, it is user specific. That is why it cannot be added before. You also see the option of baseline before biofeedback here. So if you were to perform the baseline scan, then you have to take this option too. Fine. But once you do that, you have to do the procedure I told you earlier. You have to attach the TENS pad together, and then you have to go for baseline scan. Okay. Also, let us quickly see a few of the details here on the biofeedback scan. You see here the start frequency for the fast biofeedback scan, which is the one I have selected here. This is 41 kilohertz. The finish frequency is 1.8 megahertz. Okay. And a few other things I can tell you. Decimal places, what I discussed earlier, right? Decimal places is the one, if you have a 0 here by default, then this means the output results will be rounded. Okay, so the frequency values will be rounded. If you want higher accuracy, then you will have to change the decimal places, say 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But please pay attention, the higher the accuracy, the larger the biofeedback scanning time will be. So the default ones are just fine for any user. Okay, default ones have been carefully chosen for you all automatically. What I'm telling you is just to for the curious minds there, including me. So you can just change these settings and play around with your results if you are willing to have better understanding of the biofeedback scan. Now, many of you on the Facebook group also asked this question that 10 frequencies are found. Absolutely, yes, 10 frequencies are found, but you can also change these 10 hits to 20 hits or maybe 30 hits. Of course, at the cost of higher time, longer time duration. Okay, you can go for higher hits, higher number of hits. Fine, you can do that. Samples per step. Say for every step, every frequency measured, it is taking two samples. Basically number of samples, if you increase, you are increasing the accuracy of the result. So if you want more samples per step, again, it is equivalent to, increasing the time. So time of the scan will be increasing drastically. So that also you have to take care. If you don't want this change, keep it at constant value. This is good enough, let me tell you. Samples per step, keep it 1. Loops is fine because it is doing the biofeedback scan once and you are not running the results, so that is fine. Start delay is the biofeedback scan takes 600 seconds to start. That is your initial time, and then it shows you the estimated duration of the scan, that is 7 minutes 34 seconds. So this is all you need to understand about these settings here. But if you select Spooky to Pulse, I have done the generator X here. If you select Spooky to Pulse, then what you will be getting here is BPM and HRV. BPM is blood pressure measurement and HRV is heart rate value, I think. So these two will be activated once you have the Spooky Pulse selected. Okay, so based on your blood pressure and heart rate, you will be getting the biofeedback scan results. Then once you start the biofeedback scan results, this window which shows here generator output, here you will be getting the frequency changes, how the frequency is changing, and then you will be seeing the waveform, what all waveform are being generated here. You will be seeing the duty cycle. So these parts you can leave because this is at advanced level. I don't want to give you too much information in this webinar. Here, this part, the top window, this is important to you. Here you will be getting estimated total runtime, and then it will be showing you how much time has elapsed during the biofeedback scan. This is what this window will give you. Okay, so we'll continue now. So let me tell you how to run the Spooky to Pulse biofeedback scan. Can anybody tell me on the video, is it my video available or someone else's? I think there is some confusion here. Just 1 minute, let me continue. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so let me continue. We'll continue with the pulse-based biofeedback scanning. Okay, so as I showed in the earlier image also, the same image I have showed here also again. What you see on the screen are the connections needed when you have to perform biofeedback scanning. So what you have to do is you have to plug in the Spooky to Pulse unit directly to the USB port. Okay, you have to plug in the Spooky2 Pulse unit directly to the USB port of your computer system. There is this connecting wire you have to connect yourself. Then one end of the ear clip or the finger clip to the pulse unit, you see here in the image again, and then clip to your ear or finger. This is the one, green one. This is the connection which is going to measure your heart rate. Okay, your heart rate and your BP. And this is directly interfaced with the computer system and the Spooky2 software. So the moment you have made this connection, you will see this green light will be blinking. This green light means the power is duly connected to the Spooky Pulse unit and it is operational. Fine. Now what you can do is you have to connect the generator and then you have to switch on the generator. Then you have to connect the USB cable properly. The basically unit is connected with the USB cable to the computer system. Okay, and power it on. Then you have to connect the Spooky2 boost and connect the TENS pads to the boost using the BNC connector. So this is how Spooky2 boost is connected. Please remember, Spooky2 boost is only connected to the XM generator scanning. Okay, we do not use it in generator X mode. I'll be telling you that shortly. So we connect the TENS pad here and then we connect it to the body. I'll show you the TENS pad placements also later. And you see here I have added the image of the Spooky2 boost. That is how it looks like. Out 1, out 2, this is the colloidal silver port and this is the high power contact mode. Fine. So you will be connected the TENS cable to the high power contact mode here. So this is all set for us. But what about the TENS pad? In general, if you were to scan the entire body, because you have clicked the option of say the general biofeedback scan, then you can even go for the right wrist and left ankle. So you have to place the TENS pad to the right wrist like this and then left ankle. That is how you connect the TENS pads. Okay. Once we are done with the basic hardware settings, we have to go to the Spooky2 software. And once the generator is connected, you will be able to see that in the system setting, you will see that your generator has been recognized. Then you have to go to the presets tab. And inside the preset tab, you have to go inside the biofeedback, then select Spooky Pulse option, then go for the general. Inside the general scan, you will see these categories. There are so many categories, out of which few of these I have already explained: half scan, quarter scan. So you can safely go for general purpose full system scan. Okay, you are going for the contact mode. Fine. So we go for general purpose full system scan. Once we double click this particular scan, we go to the control tab. And there we click override generator. And then we select which generator is going to scan. Say I have generator number 1. So I just click that icon. Then we click scan button in the same tab. And please ensure that there are no movements. You have to set as stable as possible throughout the scan, especially with the XM generator, especially with the spooky pulse. Okay. And when you are dealing with spooky pulse, avoid any stress during the scan. You can write it down somewhere. When you are doing the scan using spooky pulse, avoid any stress. Be as stable emotionally also as possible. Okay? Because it is going to change your heartbeat. And if the stress changes your heartbeat, it will be registered as an issue, which is not required, which is not what we are expecting, you know. So do not give any such possibilities of error. What we can do is we can just reduce these issues, you know. We can make it as accurate as possible. These are the minimum things we can handle. So once we are stable with the position, after a 30-second delay, the scan is going to commence. So this is 1 minute. So once the scan is done, once you have the scan results, you will see, because you selected 10 frequencies during the scan, before the scan, you will be seeing a list of frequencies popping up in front of you. And you see there are 10 entries in this box. Okay. So you will see all these frequencies here. And these are the hit percentages. So the first one is the most of the highest priority to your body. This frequency is needed to the highest level by your body. And this is the least one. Okay. So this is how you get the frequency results. Once you have these results with you, you can save these. We'll learn that in the later slides anyways. So don't worry about that right now. So what I'm just showing you is how to run the scan using the spooky pulse. And then how do you see the window at the output, how it will be visible to you. Okay. Now next we go to the generator X scanning. As I mentioned earlier also, spooky boost is not required here. Spooky boost is not required here in the generator X. If you add that, it is going to give error prone results in the scanning. Please do not do that. Even when I started using it, I did this mistake of adding spooky boost without reading it properly. Please do not use spooky boost at all, unlike the XM generator based scan. Okay. So having said that, what all is needed? We just need the generator X, its power cord, its USB cable, which is for the data communication. We need the TENS cable and the TENS pads. Okay. So that is all you need. So running a biofeedback scan using generator X is really piece of cake. I'm telling you, you will all be enjoying it once you do it on your own. What do you have to do basically? So about the connections here, we have to connect TENS cable to out one of either the generator 1 or generator 2. Okay, there are two generators in generator X. So either of the generators you can connect the TENS cable to the out one of the generators without boost. Once you have done this and you have made the connection of this generator X to the computer using the USB cable, you can short press the power button to turn on this generator. After this, you have to turn on the computer. Once you have done this, the Spooky 2 software will be recognizing that generator X has been connected. So in the systems tab, you will be seeing that two generators have been added automatically. assuming you have only the generator X, one generator X connected. Okay. So once the hardware is connected, now it is the time for software. So what you have to do is you have to launch the software, go to the preset tab, select biofeedback. Inside the biofeedback, you have to select generator X. Inside the generator X, you have to select generator X. This is the GX general biofeedback scan. These are again different categories of the scans. So what usually we all do is we select the generator X general biofeedback scan contact mode C. Okay, so that is what it is. You have to click this. Once this is done, we have to go to the control tab and then tick override generator. Here you see in the window here, we have to click overwrite generator. Fine. Once you do that, why override generator is important, all of you? Please write it down somewhere. Override generator ensures that if at all any previous program is still loaded onto the generator, it is going to override that, because you do not want any previous program to ruin your feedback scanning, current case or any other program. So always click override generator, always make it a habit. You have to click override generator, then click the generator number. So say my generator number is 1 and I have selected general purpose full system scan. So now you see here the estimated duration it is showing me is 46 minutes because this is full system scan. Okay, so and the frequencies are 76,000 hertz to 100 kilohertz. That is what is the frequency in this case. So this is what is your general purpose full system scan. Once you do that, you have to press the scan button. Fine. And then after a delay of 20 seconds, what is shown in the window here, it is going to commence the biofeedback scanning. Okay. Please again pay attention to the current slide. You see decimal places are written as 2 here. So that means you are going to get a result of some frequency XXX dot YY. So 2 decimal places, If you reduce this, make it 1, the biofeedback scan estimated duration will go down. So that is up to you. I leave it up to you. So this is how do you run the scan, and then you can change the settings, not settings, you can change the details of the scan. So you can write down log name here, you can write down any initials of your name here. So that is all you need to understand in this Windows. Other things I have already explained. But once the scan is done, you have entered the log name. Also, you have placed the tense pad across the area you would like to scan. This particular statement we can understand in the further slides. I will show you the tentative positions of the 10 pads also. So don't worry about that. So you have to click the scan button. It will start the scan. Once the scan completes, you are going to get a window, and then you will see this pop-up where you will see 10 results here, 10 hits. Fine. And these are according to the priority. So the topmost one is the most preferred by your body. And this here, this result, you can also go for the reverse lookup by clicking the go button straight away. You can click the go button straight away, and then you can check for what these frequencies are, where do these frequencies match in the Spooky2 database, and you can even save the results. Okay, so these red boxes you can see here. So what you can do is, once you save the results, you will be shown this particular window. This window is the create program window. So once you click the save, you can see these details here. You have to fill these details. Okay, so what I'm doing is, say this is my biofeedback scan result. So of course I should be saving it starting with BFB. That will help me with the tracking of this program easily. So I will save it as BFB space the date and time. Even if you don't want time, you can just save it with the date and the name of the person. So maybe I'll save it as BFB Sid and followed by the date. Once you have done this, you will see in the frequencies portion here in the same window, all the 10 hits have been saved here. All these hits have been added here automatically. Also, there is an option of changing the dwell. What is the meaning of the dwell? Dwell means for 180 seconds by default, every frequency is going to run. So 180 second means 3 minutes. So what the optimum dwell I have found with so many experiences till now is 3 minutes to 5 minutes per frequency is good for your body. It's fine. Your body can handle it well. Okay. And that is sufficient too. So you can perhaps leave this as it is, 180 dwell, and then you can click the save button. Once you have saved this, Spooky2 will automatically refresh the database after adding a new program, because this is the new program you have added on your own. Now, after some time, when you want to start killing these results straight away, you can straight away launch these programs from the Programs tab. You can search. What apart from the scanning is easily doable, what all you can do is, we can also analyze any previous scan data. Okay, say you have saved these scans. So what you can do is, you can click the analyze button. So once you click this analyze button, it is going to analyze any previous scan. So you will be opening up any scan first, then click analyze button in the control tab. You can also choose angle, current, and combination of these two. So if you want to do angle and current both, that analysis you are planning for, then you will have to click analyze plus button. Okay, and if you want only one of these, angle only you want, then you can click analyze button. And this is the option for generator X. If you are going for Spooky Pulse scan analysis, then it is going to analyze BPM and HRV. Why? Because that is the mode with which you are going to get the scan result in pulse case. Okay, that is why it is BPM and HRV in terms of Spooky Pulse, and it is set to be angle and current with respect to the generator X. So the way the scanning is done is different for both the generators. So here it is just the window to show you when the file opens any of the previous spooky result, biofeedback result, then it opens this location, C drive Spooky2 scan data, and then inside the scan data folder you see biofeedback scan. So this is what we are going to select manually. So you can see the hits it had recorded earlier from this scan. Okay, and then you can analyze again. You can go for the reverse lookup and play around with the analysis part again. This is post the scanning, you know. So what all, continuing with this BFB scan with the generator X again. Generator X can also do scans and treatment automatically using the generator X scan plus run preset. I will explain to you this one later also. The preset begins with a 20-minute biofeedback scan. So it does a biofeedback scan, and then the hits found are then run on the same generator. When the program completes, another biofeedback scan commences. So that is what scan and run does. It scans your body for the tentative issues. Then it runs those issues, those hits. Then it again performs a biofeedback scan. In Agate, again it runs those hits, and it continues until stopped. So you can run it overnight using the TENS pads. That is what it does, and it is very simple to do it again. As I told you how to assign the generators there, you can go ahead with the previous slides. You can understand how do you assign the generator for running the scan results also. Okay, so you will have to assign another generator for running the results when you are using the current preset. So what are the main precautions, or I must say the considerations you should have when you have to perform the biofeedback scan? Okay, you should be understanding that you have to keep the electrodes as close as possible across the problem area. Fine. Why it is important? Because it will ensure that more pathogens are passing through the area between the TENS pad. Understood? So if you are targeting, or let me be more specific, what I'm trying to tell you here. If you're targeting a localized area, then keep the TENS pad closer. Okay, you keep them closer. If you are targeting a longer area, a larger area, then you can keep them a little at a larger distance. I will show you the TENS pad placement shortly. It is said that for a general scan, place the pads on the left and right torso, midway between the hips and the shoulders. The signal will go through the gut, which is the major organ in your body, and it contains most of the pathogens. So if you are not very sure about the placement even, then you can safely do this. You should never place the electrodes above the neck and keep them away from the heart. Okay, you should also, if anyone is pregnant, you should not use any type of rifing. It's not suggested. Or during the menstrual periods. Okay, it's not suggested. Plus, if you are holding the hand cylinders instead of the TENS pad for scanning, then you have to ensure that your grip is constant throughout the scanning. You should not be holding it tight at some times and then loose at some times. No, keep it a constant grip. Okay, so that is important to get more accurate results. Biofeedback scan cannot be performed, write it down somewhere, it cannot be performed standalone. It cannot be performed standalone. And Spooky 2 can only perform one biofeedback scan at a time. You cannot have two generators running at the same time performing biofeedback scan. No. Okay, just use only one of the generators for biofeedback scanning at a time. Another thing, from a personal experience, do not tap onto the TENS pad. Okay, that is a very important point, because TENS pad is connected to our body. and then we love to play around, we love to move around while anything is happening to us. It's very difficult to stay constant, I understand, but please do not tap the tense pad, do not press the tense pad, keep it stable as it is. Fine. So these are few general considerations I wanted to discuss with you all. Then these are the tense pad positions, placements I wanted to show you all. For a general scan, you can keep the tense pads like this. These red positions are the positions of the tense pads. So for a general scan, all of you can use these positions straight away. For neck and shoulder area, please pay attention. These pads are not going above this shoulder area. These are below the shoulders. So for neck and shoulder area, you can put the tense pad here. To be honest with you, what I love more is one on the back side here and one on the right hand side front. That is what I prefer. Okay, so one pad I keep on the back side, one on the right hand side front side I keep. That gives me a larger area here. That is what I do usually. That is for neck and shoulder area. The third one is, if you have a problem area, here, okay, say you want to have here, so put your tense pads here just across the problem area, this is for localized scanning. Let me be very clear. Similarly, for the back side, you can keep it here. So this is for the abdomen area. If you want to keep these positions, you can see here, these are of the pads, the black circles. You can keep, if you want to handle this particular scanning, you can go for tense pad positions here diagonally, or even horizontally or vertically. It depends on you. For the calf pain issue, you can, on the rear side of your body, you can put the pads here. For the shin pain, front side here, you see that these two areas, this particular area you will be targeting if you put your tense pad here and here. Okay, please remember, the area between the tense pad is the one where the biofeedback scanning is going on. This is something you all have to understand. The scanning is going on between these two areas, between the tense pads. For the lower back area, you can go for these two locations, the lower location here. Okay. For sciatica issue, this is the path of the pain, sciatic nerve. So you can keep the tense pad here, just above the left hip. You can keep one tense pad, and down below here you can keep the second tense pad here, or here, maybe here. This will be a better area. In fact, you can keep the tense pad here like this. For upper back issues, you can keep the tense pad in this location. Okay. And for elbow area, you can keep just across the elbow here. This is the shorter area. And for the hip issues, you can keep just above and below the hip, even on the left hand side or the right hand side. This position is for the knee area. You can keep the tense pad here, or you can keep it diagonally. I would opt for diagonally actually. So you can keep it here and here, just above and below the knee. Rear thigh, you can keep it above and below this area to address this particular region. For quad, you can keep it here. This is a longer area. And for shoulder region, you can keep it, again, as I said, front and back. I would prefer front and back to address the entire shoulder. So keep it across the shoulder, either front and back or back to back. That is how you can keep the tense pad in this location. What all possibilities you can have after the biofeedback scan, that many of the things I've already discussed. So what you can do is, once you have the biofeedback scan, you can save the biofeedback results that we have seen already. You can do a reverse lookup. You can analyze the biofeedback scan results to improve the accuracy. Then you can also run the saved biofeedback scan results. That is what you can do. These are the post biofeedback scan possibilities. Now, you should understand what is the grade scan. So what is a grade scan? As mentioned earlier also, it is basically if you are willing to check for the priority of the frequencies listed in a particular program, then you can go and opt for grade scan. Okay, the tense pad position, all those remain the same, nothing changes. What does change is, now what you are going to do is, you are going to select the preset tab. Inside that biofeedback, inside the generator X, you have to opt for grade scan. You have to select grade scan option. So in this example slide, I have taken only the generator X. Okay. So I have taken the grade scan option here, and generator X I have taken as an example. So to do the grade scan, we have to select the grade scan in the presets tab. Now, the next thing what we have to do is, because this is the grade scan and you want the grading of the frequencies to be done, you must select or load the programs or the past scan results you wish to grade. So you have to load the programs from the program tab and then go ahead with the scanning. Okay, and then once the scan is complete, it will grade all the frequencies in order of the priorities needed in your body. So what you can do is, maybe you can make a different program for yourself of the only most important frequencies for your body, and then you can save it as a new program and perhaps save your time and get more accuracy of the killing done. Okay, so that is what is the purpose of grade scan. Now, what is hunt and kill and scan and run presets? So this is a very important thing I wanted to discuss. What is scan and result? What is scan and run, and scan and hunt and kill? Okay, so scan and run is basically, it is performing a scan and then it runs the results and continues. Hunt and kill, it performs a scan, but it refines the results to help hitting the pathogens till there are no more hits found. Both of these can be performed overnight using the contact mode and sample digitizer on generator X or scalar. Okay, even you can have this for the XM generator. Okay, this cannot be performed on XM generator, scan and run. This can be, I will check it once. So this current slide I've taken directly from the Spooky2 software, so that it is one-on-one, you can understand this. What basically happening is, what is hunt and kill doing? I will not go into this reading out. So what is basically hunt and kill doing? Say it is basically starting with a short biofeedback scan. And once the short biofeedback scan is done, it gives you 10 hits, that is the by default. So you get the 10 hits, and then what killing mode is doing is it chases those 10 hits. It chases, mark my words, it chases those 10 hits. It keeps refining those 10 hits until there are no more hits found. Okay, so what is happening, why this mode is very powerful is it is ensuring that pathogens are dealt with till they die completely. So if you have X, Y, Z frequencies obtained in the biofeedback scan, all those frequencies are 100% dealt with. Okay, these are taken care of completely. That is what hunt and kill does. It latches on to the 10 frequencies you have received. It keeps refining those 10 hits. On the other hand, what scan and run is doing, it is performing the biofeedback scan again and again. So necessarily, not necessarily you will be finding the same 10 hits. Okay, so what it does the biofeedback scan, it runs the result on the specified generator, and then it continues. Fine. So these modes are only possible with generator X. I don't think so with XM you can do these. So that is what scan and run does. It does not necessarily give you the same hits again. Okay, it can change. Okay, something about the reverse lookup. Basically, reverse lookup is something people are very fond of, but perhaps got on the wrong foot of understanding what reverse lookup is. So the main target of reverse lookup is not to scare you, and it is just to tell you that what tentatively the frequencies obtained on your biofeedback scan can be associated with in the SPOOky2 database. Okay, so it gives us a convenient way of seeing if there is a connection between the biofeedback scan frequency results and any known condition in the SPOOky2 database. That is what the aim of the reverse lookup is. Having said that, I have marked in red color, it is not a diagnostic tool. Okay, it just gives you the frequencies which can be associated to any known conditions in the database. Now, people are very fond of essential oils and all that. Even I am fond of essential oil. So you all must have noticed that once you do a biofeedback scan, the scan also shows the frequency of the essential oil, and that frequency, say it is 20 megahertz. Okay, and then it shows you that it's some particular essential oil, and at that frequency it also shows you that it is associated to some particular issues which are matching in the SPOOky2 database. Now, what do you understand of it? It is very simple to understand that your body can heal from those issues. Your body can start feeling better from those issues once you bring that essential oil closer to your body. Now, using SPOOky2, it becomes more easier for you. You give that frequency to your body, which is corresponding to that particular essential oil even. That frequency is going to heal your other issues automatically. Doesn't that excite you? It does excite me. It is very powerful tool but not to be taken as diagnostic tool again and again. I repeat, okay, this is just for us to understand that, okay, these could be the things which can be associated. And from my personal experience, what I have found is one or two biofeedback scans, once out of the blue moon we plan to do biofeedback scan. Trust me, the first or second scan does not give me the actual frequencies, uh, which are dominantly needed by my body. I chose my words very carefully. This does not give dominantly needed frequencies, because there are some pathogens which are going to cry a lot, when they receive zap, you know. So you have to wait patiently for few biofeedback scans. Then you start seeing consistent results. Many of you learned people will be agreeing with me, this does happen with us. We start following up continuously with the biofeedback scans, and then you say, wow, I'm so happy, man. I'm getting consistent results now. I'm getting few common hits every time. So that is what it is, that you have to attain that level. So moreover, a reverse lookup, it does bring us unnecessary stress which is not required. We don't have to associate with the issues. We have to associate with just looking at the different side of the coin. What is going to help me heal? That is what I want to understand. So just take it as indicator of the state of your health, and start rifing, and the frequency hits you obtained in the biofeedback scan, that should be pretty much sufficient job of the reverse lookup. Okay, what you can do with the biofeedback scan, we can save the biofeedback scan result as I showed in the earlier windows also. So you can save it with biofeedback BFB underscore your name underscore date of the scan. Once you save, you are going to get this program scene visible in the programs tab. From there, you can choose which preset you want to use, either killing or healing, and then transmit those frequencies to your body. How do you transmit? You have to go first, select the transmission mode. Okay, how do you do that? Inside the presets, go for shell or empty presets. Inside that, select, say, the contact mode. I'm taking the example of contact mode. I click contact mode, then I click killing mode. Okay, so I'm selecting killing contact mode JW, and you can then proceed with the third step. Here you can search and select your saved biofeedback scan result program. So I just type in BFB. That is why I was saying save with initials as BFB, start with the prefix BFB. That will help you in finding your program. So these are different programs saved at different dates. So select any one of the program, Once you select it, double click the program, it will load here. If successful, in the loaded programs, you will see it here. Once you are done with this, go to the settings tab. I will not discuss this in details here, because this is for more advanced level, but you can also select feathering or wobbling. Feathering and wobbling increases the killing time, but it increases the efficiency of the killing. So you can wobble the amplitude. Amplitude wobbling means the voltages will be fluctuating up and down. And then you can wobble the frequency. So you can change these advanced settings if you need. Otherwise, by default, the default values are fine. Finally, in the control tab, you have to tick the override generator and then select the generator box, say generator number 5. And then connect the TENS pad. The saved biofeedback scan program should now run. So you have to click override generator, select this one, and then you have to press the start button. Because now you are delivering the frequencies, you have to press the start button, not the scan button anyways. So you see all the frequencies will be listed here, and you will see the estimated total run time duration, 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, so these are so many frequencies being saved here, and that is how you run the biofeedback scan. So that is all for today's webinar. I hope I could bring some insight into biofeedback scanning for all of you, and it was my privilege to discuss my little knowledge with you all. I'll be discussing Scalar and maybe Hiva in future time. Hiva is my favorite device these days. So these are my few resources. These are few resources you can look for. Okay, you can go ahead with these. This is one of my favorite videos, which is Additional Watch, Rife Frequency Shattering the Cancer Cells. This is one of the videos which motivated me to Spooky 2. And I really thank you all for the patient listening. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, so much.